did not show up yesterday because I had all the meetings, literally all the meetings. We might discuss that later. But yesterday was probably what one would consider to be my first day of preteen, teenage parenting. 3 kids, 10, 11, and 12 now. One is in middle school doing sports. The other 2 have their recreational sports teams. So not everything is just at the middle school. Start with that. The other part of it is, I'm the only driver. Only driver. So we get out of work and we have to take one-to-one activity. So I come back to the house after dropping the one off, and that's something new also, dropping the kids off and leaving. And when I was a kid, that was kind of normal. Parents that watched the practices were kind of rare, and parents that didn't even always go to the games. Now, most of the time the practice fields or whatever were close. They're in little communities, and there was a lot of sandlot teams, you know. But it's the first time I had to leave my kid because I had to take my other kid to the other activity and then come back across town to, you know, just to get everybody collected home and safe. And that's it wasn't bad. It was just when you have that type of thing going on, you're really dependent upon everybody else being on schedule. And if we babbled about this enough, I need my surroundings to be on schedule. I just don't function well when things are late. It just makes me sick to my stomach. Just, I am my father's son. Like, no, you will not be late. We will do this on time. But yesterday was the first day, just back and forth. I've seen more of Beckley than I thought I would ever need to see in one day, just by going back and forth from one kid's thing to the other kid's thing. And I've coached. I coached for a long time, so I've seen other parents have to do this.
In-person counties will nominate a replacement for Meyer.
My mother had to do that for us. But man, that all the kids and all the activities and running back, that was day one for me. And so I guess it's going to continue because I'm not taking my kids out of anything. They're going to get out there and go entertain me. Go be special. Good morning. So, yeah, to all the parents, and I know it's mostly mothers who do this, who trek the kids across the counties and from field to field, from gym to gym and all these things. I had one day of experience with that, and yeah. And so when I was coaching, I'm going to work. I'm going to work. But when I was coaching, I was always that coach that would be quite happy to drag out practice. Sure, it's supposed to be an hour and a half, 2 hours, 15 minutes later, we're still working on some things. And so for the first time, who kind of sat there with arms crossed and they got stuff to do, and yes, bring your kids to next work, but we got to go. First time. So, no, I didn't say anything. I didn't even fuss about it. I was just like, okay, we got to go. And plus, I learned. I think that you know, if you must know, if you really must know what happens here, you have a series of people here who get together and have a conversation. There you go. I don't know what your world is like, But you're hearing me talk about what my world is like. We don't have a lot of time to sit down and socialize for real. Good morning, good morning. And another thing we don't have a lot of time for is really kind of nosing in and trying to crap on other people's activities. Now, if by chance it comes to pass you think somebody's in danger, sure. But let's be real about reality, people. If Joe Smith over there, Joe Smith, that is not on that person, or me. If by chance it comes to pass, there's an actual wrong being done, all right. But see, I've mentioned this before. I do have relatives who are high-level law enforcement, multiple jurisdictions across the East Coast. And we had this conversation. And we went over the legalities. And the truth of the matter is, it gets kind of annoying, all the people who are like the armchair paralegals here, who want to come in and, quite frankly, just kind of crap all over a morning conversation. I don't know what goes on in other folks' lives. But the one thing that I do try to do is, in some way, shape, or form, be some level of, if not positive, at least encouraging, maybe entertaining, whatever. So, it's an interesting thing, and the truth of the matter is, I find it, I'll be honest, I find it rather hurtful, because what you're saying is you have nothing better to do. You have absolutely nothing better to do. That's upsetting. Every morning I get my 3 kids up and ready. They have school, course, instruments to practice. Bicker. And I listen to them try to get each other in trouble with petty things. They are 10, 11, and 12. They are not adults. So to a certain extent, that is expected behavior. Folks out there, and I apologize because I try not to be this way, but the folks out there who do have nothing better to do, first and foremost, I really do, some sort of, however you put it, nasty. You really need to find somebody else to hurt. You really need to find somebody else to hurt. There are some of us out here who don't get out much. There are some of us out here who, quite honestly, this is their window to the world. And those of you out there who are constantly throwing eggs at the window to the world, for some of us, that's upsetting. And you're taking me off message here. So, that being said, I'm going to go ahead ahead and back off this morning. That messed up my mood. So, everybody, happy Tuesday. Enjoy.